Girl.
We're smiling.
Good morning. Welcome to St. Peter Lutheran Church here in Trenton, Ohio on this fall morning. I'm Deacon Tammy, the worship leader here, and I'm joined this morning with some of our church members who are cookie aficionados, who are culinary masters. For the past few months, since Christmas in July, we've been gathering once a month on Saturday mornings to enjoy cookies, to share recipes, and to talk about the spirituality of the table, of coming together for meals and sharing food together, the conversations and the sacredness of just being together and enjoying cookies. So this morning we have Lynn, who will be sharing her recipe for molasses cookies and for gingerbread. She's going to share some stories about the significance of this cookie and the recipe and the memories that it brings back for her about her childhood around the table and at the holidays. Lynn?
Well, my cookies are nothing special, but they're both molasses cookies. One is called ginger snaps, and the only reason they're a little bit milder than the plain ones. The ginger snap ones are the ones that are with the white chocolate on it. But the other ones have cloves in them. They got everything is pretty much the same except for the plain ones. You melt the shortening and put everything in, mix it all in there, and it has cloves in it. The other ones are a little bit milder, but they don't have cloves in them because that would add a little bit more of I think a bite to them. But I make the dipped ones just because I like them. That's my reason. And the other ones my grandmother used to make, and we would go up to her house in Lexington, Michigan, which was maybe about 100 miles away from where we live. And she lived right, probably about a mile from Lake Huron. We could walk out to the end of her road and look down the hill and see Lake Huron. And every time we went up there, she would make us the molasses cookies. We used to call them cow pies because some of them do come out looking like cow pies. But, and we'd go and take a cookie and go sit out on the front porch that had a swing, and we'd sit out there and swing and eat our cookies. And across the street from her house was a doctor's office, and they had a big picture window. Not that we saw any operations or anything going on, but we would see the people go in there and sit down and just, now it's not a doctor's office, it's a bed and breakfast. So that kind of, I don't know what kind of decorations they got in there because it used to be a doctor's office, but maybe, and we would, of course, walk down to the lake, and there's a little town down there that had, they had a grocery store. I think the little grocery store is still there on the corner, and just some little shops to go to. And we didn't go often to my grandmother's house, but I remember the cow pie cookies. And that's it.
Wonderful. Sounds like some really special moments.
Yes.
And especially the sitting on the porch with the cookies, and I know that Michigan winters can be really cold.
Right.
So having a cookie with a little snap of ginger and a bite of cloves would
Mhm.
warm you on the inside
Yes,
as well as the coats that
Yeah.
you wore on the outside.
and we always look forward to going and getting a cow pie.
Well, just the way you describe as you were preparing these cookies and thinking about those moments, just the way you describe how you're able to bring that to mind
Mhm.
just with the aromas and the textures
Mhm.
and how the cookies look
Mhm.
really speaks to how special those moments were.
Yes. Wow.
My vision is Norman Rockwell. I mean, that's what it reminded me of when she was
Mhm.
describing it, his pictures, the families and
Right.
stuff.
Right.
Did it evoke any memories for any of you? The cookies and
Well, I was just gonna say, I think this is the time of year for molasses cookies. That's, you know. Oh.
Well, thank you, Lynn.
Mhm.
I'd like to conclude with just a little thought about all things spiritual. And if you read through the Gospels, you will often find Jesus at a table, sharing bread, sharing a meal, at celebrations, at one-on-one conversations. So as we enter into this season of fall, this season of coming home, this season of gathering inside in the warmth, I invite you to gather around your tables, to read the gospel stories, and to invite Jesus into your home and for a meal and for conversation. Invite family, invite friends. Remember, reflect, talk about new ideas in the future. Thank you for joining us this morning. We hope that you will join us again next month. Today's recipe will be posted on our webpage, so please feel free to stop by. God bless you.